I am. I shared it on my story today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I put Timmy up there. I'm excited to check in on it and watch.
Great.
A few people have asked, "Are you cold, Patrick? You have a jacket," which is what you suspected.
I said
I
that.
just did an ice bath, so I was a little chilly, and thought I'd wear a jacket. But
yes, I mentioned that before we went on. So
she asked me the same question.
yes, I did. But I'm just the mother, so what can I say? It's just, though I was just looking to see if Ariana was there. Nope, Ariana's not there. I'm really interested. May is also Mental Health Awareness Month. We begin May and want to talk to Ariana about mental health, the mental health of each and every one of us, but also we've been talking a lot about the mental health of our healthcare workers who have been working on the front lines, taking care of all of us, saving lives, and what is their mental health? Who's there to help their mental health? So that's something that we're going to talk to her about in addition to Unite Us and in addition to her work at Thrive Global. And she also has written for the Sunday paper, which is also terrific. And she's also a neighbor.
Yeah.
So we're covering everything. Mental health is very important. You're right about that. Fond memories of Patrick as a little bit. Oh, I don't know who that is. Why an ice bath? That's a really good question, but you can deal with that on your Instagram. Why don't you I actually think that's kind of interesting.
How's your shoulder, Patrick?
That's why he's doing an ice bath.
I'm doing an ice bath for multiple reasons, but
it's good for inflammation.
It's good for inflammation. It's something I don't enjoy doing, and when I do it, it's kind of like a form of success. It shows that you're capable of doing stuff that you don't think you are, or that you don't want to do.
Ariana is in.
It's good for multiple reasons.
So how do we? Oh no.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
How does that go away?
Just put it down. Nope. Oh,
no.
No, just
cancel.
Cancel and just go down.
Down. Okay.
Okay.
Now it's
so now we will grab Ariana. And
thank God Patrick was here and just fixed that.
Boom, view.
But I don't see it. It said Ariana is in. Maybe is it joining from Thrive Global? Does it say that? No.
No, requests. She's not there yet.
She's not there yet. Okay.
Not yet. We'll wait another.
It said Ariana is in. Patrick is totally inspiring on so many levels. Wow, Patrick.
Wow. Thank you, Rita.
That's really nice. Rita. I agree with that. I think Patrick is very inspiring and gets more inspiring as he gets older all the time, as he learns more, grows more, goes through. And then you're very good at talking to so many small business owners on your own platform. Inspiring. Oh, there's my friend Jill Martin. There's my friend Jill Martin. I love Jill Martin. There's
Ariana.
Let's have Jill on there too. I want to.
Once, but we'll get her next week. And we know Ariana has to go at 2:15, so we'll talk.
Yes. Quick with Ariana.
Yes.
It's all red.
Hey.
Hello.
How are you?
Very good. Can you hear me finally? So sorry. It took us a while to get on.
No,
it would have been easier to come up the street.
That's true. We had to social distance. Ariana and I walked by each other on the street last night, but we socially distanced.
Yes.
We waved from across the street. So thank you for coming on, Ariana. I know today is your daughter's birthday, and I know in just a few hours you're going to go on Unite Dada. So let's start with that. Why did you want to be on Unite Dada? What are you hoping that will achieve?
So I'm really excited to be on it, Maria and Patrick. Because my message is really around mental health. As you know, even before this pandemic, we were facing a mental health epidemic with dramatic increases in depression and anxiety. And now with all the losses of loved ones, losses of jobs, the growing uncertainty about the future, all these mental health problems are being exacerbated. So I want to bring a message of hope that we have it in our power to actually, through micro steps, through small daily steps and inspirations, strengthen our mental resilience. And that's why I'm wearing actually my sweater that makes this message clear.
What's it say?
It says onward, upward, inward.
Ah, that's
And
good.
I know, I don't know about you, Patrick, but I know your mom is a big believer in that. In order to strengthen our mental health, we need to give ourselves some time to go inward,
Uh-huh.
to reflect, to meditate, to pray, to connect with that source of wisdom and strength in us, and from that place connect with others. And in our frenetic, busy lives, we often forget that. And now we have all been forced to pause.
Yeah.
And so let's take advantage of that pause to reconnect with ourselves.
So how can you give some tips and tools like you were just talking about of how people that are following us right now and listening, how can they take advantage of this pause? What are certain ways? You talk about meditation and realizing what you're feeling. What are some of those tips?
Great question, Patrick. Thank you for keeping us practical. And, you know, there are hundreds of micro steps who have thrived, but let me give you three of my favorites. The first one is to keep focusing on gratitude whenever you are not actually doing something that requires your mind. Like you are washing your hands, which I hope we're all doing multiple times a day. While we're washing our hands, let's remember three things we're grateful for. They could be like tiny things, like my lemon tree in the garden, or my bulletproof coffee, or being here with both of you. When I'm brushing my teeth, remember three things you are grateful for. And you know, it's actually based on the latest neuroscience that anytime we think of something we're grateful for, we are like carving a pathway in our brain that is positive, that counteracts all the negative thoughts that are particularly present right now when there is so much fear and negativity around.
Mm-hmm.
So another micro step I love is to focus on our breath. You know, during the day, there are multiple things that stress us. Normally, when we get stressed, we may be tempted to go to our phone, to scroll social media. Instead of doing that, how about just focusing on our breath? Just simply for 60 seconds, taking some long inhales and long exhales.
Ariana,
And,
that, you know,
go
people,
ahead.
I love all those and do what you're talking about. And I think our mental health is so important. And I'm glad we're having this conversation on May 1st for Mental Health Awareness Month. But so many young people who are, you know, they're like, well, that's easy for you or Ariana to say, because I haven't had my Huffington Post yet. I haven't written my books. I haven't climbed the ladder. So I can't take a breath. I can't do these things because I just lost my business, or I'm living paycheck to paycheck, or I haven't, you know, achieved what I want to achieve. So how do those two things go together?
So actually, all the latest science, Maria, shows that when we give these moments to ourselves, and I'm not talking about going on a retreat or taking an entire day off, I'm talking about small, tiny interventions during our days. When we do that, we're actually much more effective, much more creative, much more innovative. We are able to see around corners, see the opportunities in the challenges. And it's kind of amazing how athletes are demonstrating that ahead of everyone else. You know, they have absolutely incorporated into their training recovery. They
Yeah.
know that they can't be at peak performance if they haven't slept, if they've eaten junk food, if they haven't watched their thoughts. So we have a lot of examples of how this is working, and we have a lot of examples of the contrary. A lot of startup founders who've bought into this collective delusion that you described end up failing. More than 3/4 of startups fail. So there's perhaps a connection between this breathless way of living and working and making decisions and failure.
And speaking of those kind of startups, a lot of the conversations we've been doing have been talking with business owners, and you're obviously an amazing entrepreneur and business owner. What kind of advice do you have for some of those you know, new entrepreneurs or young entrepreneurs that you were just talking about?
So, Patrick, it's first of all really important not to buy into this delusion, because the success of a business, especially at the beginning, but really at all times, depends on the quality of our decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And the quality of our decisions and our judgment are the first to be sacrificed when we are running on empty, depleted, and exhausted. And of course, right now, the companies that identify unmet needs, both right now and in the future, we are going to be moving into, which definitely will not be like the past. These are the companies and the startups that will have the wind on their backs.
Ariana, also speaking on the other side, you've written about, when we talk about mental health, there's been a lot in the last couple of weeks about our own mental health, about how do you protect your mental health when you're staying at home, when you've lost your job. And we now see people kind of turning to the mental health of the healthcare professionals who've been working on the front lines, saving lives, working these incredibly long shifts. Big story this past week of a young doctor who actually ended up taking her own life, had COVID, went back to work, and then her family just speaking out in the last couple of days. What do you want all of us to know about the health, the mental health of our healthcare professionals, and how can we begin to start focusing on that as a nation?
So important, Maria. So Thrive launched a nonprofit called First Responders First, specifically around the health of frontline healthcare workers. We launched it in partnership with the Harvard School of Public Health and CAA, Creative Artists Agency. And from the beginning, our goal was not just to raise money. We've raised close to $7 million for protective equipment, but also to help with the whole human. And we've provided free accommodation so they didn't have to be stressed about going home and infecting their loved ones. Provided childcare so they could feel safe leaving their children behind. Food and mental health support. So it's absolutely essential. And again, what you described earlier about people who think, I don't have a minute, is particularly true of people who are driven by altruism, who want to put everything on the line to help others at this time. And they often kind of ignore to take, those 60 seconds for themselves that make a big difference. And we're actually using the metaphor in our work that they use for doctors entering the room to operate on patients who've had cardiac arrest or any other heart problem. The motto is take your own pulse first. It's kind of the medical equivalent of what they say on airplanes, put your own oxygen mask on first before helping others. Well, that's the same message that we need to convey to our mental health workers, while, of course, we continue raising money to meet the immediate physical needs.
And I just wanted to go back to your rule number 3. I mean, you talked about, for people to be grateful, to have that gratitude list, whether it's small or big things you're grateful for. You had the idea number 2 of focusing on your breath. What was your last one that you would recommend?
Patrick, amazing. Thank you so much for remembering. So
I need it.
I love it. Actually, number 3 is the one you may need more than any other, because it's about picking a time at the end of the day that you stop consuming coronavirus news. We all want to be informed, but we also need a transition before we go to sleep. And right now, we know from the latest data and science that sleep is foundational to our physical immunity as well as our mental health, but it's also particularly hard to come by at this moment. So we launched last week in partnership with Audible a free suite of sleep solutions. And my absolute favorite that I highly recommend you listen to is a sleep meditation by Didi, Sean Combs.
Oh, wow.
Which actually is now #1 at Audible for a whole week. It's really resonated with people, including me. I've been playing any night I'm having trouble falling asleep, or I wake up and have trouble falling back asleep. I played and I have never listened to the end. The only time I've heard the end is when we recorded it.
So wait a second. So he talks you to sleep?
Yes.
Wow, that's fun.
Exactly. He talks you to sleep. And you know, that kind of great Dee booming, velvety voice, he talks you to sleep.
That's incredible. He's going to be on Unite.us. That's amazing. I wouldn't have thought that. Yeah.
Yeah. You can just go to Audible and download it for free.
And so how, Ariana, can people join with the firstrespondersfirst.org? Is that, how do people?
Yes, actually you go to thriveglobal.com/firstresponders and you get all the information, a lot of stories from first responders. You can donate even $5. And you also see all the things we're doing. You have the stories of those using our child care services, the hotels, and also all the latest things that people other than first responders first are doing to support them.
Well, Ariana, thank you. I know you have a hard out. They said you've got to be out right away. So we want to thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to see you on Unite.us tonight. And we're going to go and download Diddy talking us to sleep. And
we'll wait till tonight. We don't want to go right to bed at 2 p.m.
So we're not going to go to bed at 2 p.m. And we're going to wash our hands, say how grateful we are. And you're going to turn off not just the Corona news at night, but your phone, right?
Yes.
Your phone, exactly, Patrick. Absolutely important. Please don't sleep with your phone by your bed.
I know. My sister's been telling me that, and she put some sticker on the back of my phone that's supposed to help with.
Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to drop outside your home, of course. Don't worry, I'm not coming in. A little bed that we have built, and I have one right here, where you can put it outside your bedroom, and it has a little blankie, and you put your phone under the blankie, and you tuck it in, and it charges during the night, and then you reconnect with it in the morning. I'm going to drop it outside your home.
Oh, great. I can't wait to try it. So that's P. Diddy will rock me to sleep. You will bring me a blanket and a cover for my phone so it can get rocked to sleep. And hopefully we will have a...
and we're going to support all the first responders who also need to sleep. And we're going to raise a lot of money tonight with Give Directly. Unite.us is going to raise a lot of money, and I hope bring a lot of wisdom, because the whole goal of that is that we come out of that united, our own selves in body and spirit, but that we come out as a globe and as a world family more united than when we went in.
Exactly. Thank you so much for all you are doing, Maria. I'm loving your Sunday newspaper. Thank you.
Thank you, Ariana. God bless.
Thank
and I'll
you.
see you around. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. So there's a lot. We can go to sleep with P. Diddy. I never thought about that.
I didn't either. Who would have thought P. Diddy will rock me to bed and tuck me in at night?
I never thought that would be something that would be on my bucket list.
Yeah,
but
I think
wow.
She was really great how she gave 3 concrete ways. I always like when people give direct actions of what they can do to impact their days in clarity and focus. So hers were number 3, going backwards, was to turn off the news at night.
And your phone.
Put your phone away, exactly, and go to bed with the kind of a clear focus and not any distractions and negative news. The other one was to focus on your breath and just to take a moment and
breathe. Yeah.
And number 1 was a gratitude list. At any time during the day, whether that's brushing your teeth, taking a shower, washing your hands, try to think of 1, 2, 3 different things that you're really thankful for. And they could be extremely small. It could be that you're happy that you got to wake up again today, that you're healthy, that you have the ability to spend another day. Or for Ariana, it was that she had a lemon tree that she got to pick lemons off. So I thought those were really great. And
I think it's really good advice, kind of from somebody who's been an entrepreneur, who was rushing, having a frenetic life and a frantic life. I think what we can learn from people like that who have found a better way and a different way forward. So gratitude, breathing, turning off your phone. We have been watching 5 seasons of Breaking Bad while we've been home together. So I've been going to bed really stressed, thinking that there are meth houses everywhere. So now that we've made our way through that, I can probably sleep now. But Gabrielle Bernstein's, yeah, we should have her on. She's a good idea, and we should reach out to her. We're going to reach out to Bob Roth, who's doing a whole bunch of things.
And to Diddy.
Gosh, we're going to have to try find Diddy.
I don't know how we do that.
I don't know how we find Diddy. I don't know how we
Maybe
find.
we'll do the home together with him at night and let him rock everybody on here to sleep.
That's good. Okay. Anyway, we want to thank you. I want to encourage you to go to unite.us and watch this 24-hour global-a-thon to unite us in mind, body, and spirit to raise money, millions and millions of dollars for people who need it. That might be you, whether you need help paying your electrical bill, your mortgage, your rent, food. It's going to all be there. Laird Hamilton, another really good idea. I love all these ideas that everybody gives us. Thank you so much. Way to go, Patrick. Somebody's always way to go, Patrick.
There you go, Patrick. Thank you, Bob.
Yeah, so there you go. Don't forget that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So think about your mental health. Think about those practices. Maybe you'll sign up for the Sunday paper. That's in my bio, which really I hope gets you to inspire your heart and your mind and lets you see that you're capable of doing that for one other person. So on this Friday, we want to say thank you so much for joining us. We will see you back here next week. I'll be back here on Sunday, and I'll be on unite.us all weekend long.
Awesome.
Who's doing Christopher's commencement? We are.
We are.
We are.
Thank you guys so much. I'm
you.
Patrick Schwarzenegger.
I'm Maria Shriver.
And this was
We'll
another
see you.
episode of Home Together. We are still home together.
We are. I'm happy that we're home together.
Okay, me too. See you guys.
Bye.
Night, night.
No, not night, night.
Oh, okay. Day, day.
Day, day.